Nobody checks on the woman that checks on everybody else. You know that saying, check on your strong friends. Nobody checks on her. And she really is not where she desires to be financially, not because she don't work hard enough, not because of that, but because she is so busy taking care of everyone else that she does not have enough to take care of herself. Let's talk about it.
When I think about his grace, his freedom, something like a woman prays. I'm grateful for the loving that you gave.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is McLean. I am a founder. I am a fractional CFO. I am a business coach. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I'm all the things, okay? And I am your go-to real talk for ministry, marriage, money, and motivation. We like to call it the M Quad. Let's get into today's episode because this is a juicy one, y'all. Y'all, I want to talk about a special woman. You may know her. You may be her. I understand. Listen, this is the woman that is carrying everything, right? This is the woman that you know very well because if there's ever a family crisis, you're the one that's calling her, okay? We know that woman. You know the woman that is the emergency contact for the entire family, the one that shows up, the one that everybody pulls on, the one that she's the strongest. She's the one that, she's the pillar, right? We know that person. We know that woman, and you may be that woman. But today I want to talk about why it is a struggle for this woman to build financial wealth because she is so busy taking care of everybody else, being the strong one for everyone else, pouring into everyone else, and she has nothing left to be her. I want to talk about that today because she deserves to understand how to create a plan for her and only her. Before we jump into today's episode, I want to actually name what is costing this woman, and not just emotionally, but even financially. It's costing her because while this woman has been handling everyone else's crisis, nobody was helping her build. Nobody. Okay. And so I want to deal with something today that I believe that has not been dealt with. I really want to give you or her, right? It may not be you, but you or her, 5 things I had to learn to give myself. Because listen, I'm her, been her, all of the things. 5 things I had to give myself before I could truly build something or anything that lasted. 5 things I had to become to me, before I could keep being for everyone else. The thing is, I was pouring out to everyone else. I was doing the things for everyone else, but I was nothing to myself. And I want to talk to that woman today that is everything for everybody and nothing to her. Number one is I had to become my own financial advocate. I had to become that first, my own financial advocate. What does that mean? That means I know as the woman that has been to meetings at school and advocated for my daughter, that has been the wife at the table that is advocating for, a loan application or something like that. Or I've been, when it came to my spouse, I've had to look at my mom's bills and help her navigate those and all of that. I've had to, really navigate some financial types of things. But there was a season where I did not know how to financially advocate for myself. What does that mean? I did not know I was working a 9-to-5 and I know they were getting my best work. I did not know how to negotiate my salary. I did not know how to negotiate interest rates and I don't want to say I don't know how to, but I didn't choose. Let me just say it that way because I got a loud mouth and I can speak, but I didn't know to choose. I knew how to advocate for other people because I never wanted other people to be taken advantage of, like my bank clients, my financial clients, my business clients. I could read, their statement in a second and be like, oh, you're being taken advantage of. Oh, this auto loan rate don't make sense, right? But when it came to my stuff, I literally, chose, it was a season I just chose to avoid those conversations. I was like, I don't want to be too much. I don't want to, right? Made all the excuses. And what I realized is that was dressed up, it kind of seemed like it was somewhat passive. It could, right? But I also recognized that it was wrapped up, right? The real root of it was financial avoidance. I did not want to see the things. So I had a financial avoidance where I would struggle to open my bank account, right? Like I would say in my mind, like I got $37.72, right? And whole time, negative $12.16. Okay, first of all, judge yourself. Don't judge me, okay? The reality of that was, in my mind, I was calculating all these things, but the reality really was I did not want to look at the numbers. There was so much avoidance around looking at the numbers, and it was almost like if I looked at the numbers, then now they're real, right? Now I got to deal with it. And so I really did not create a lot of advocacy around what I had. I didn't really negotiate like my insurance payments or, I didn't really look at like, how do I get a better interest rate on my savings account, or, how do I reduce this loan or this credit card? Like there was so many things I could have done in that season, but I just didn't because of financial avoidance. Now I ask what okay. Okay, I ask all of the questions, right? And I know sometimes, I know they hate to see me coming. Baby, I know they hate to see me coming. But I got to a point that how dare I advocate for others? How dare I advocate for my husband? How dare I advocate for my daughter? How dare I advocate for my mom? How dare I advocate for my financial clients and my business clients? And I don't advocate for me. So number one, advocate for you. Become your own financial advocate. I want you to do this week. I want you to pull at least one financial statement that you have been avoiding. Just one. Whether it was your credit report that you've been avoiding looking at, whether it is your bank account, I want you to actually pull it and if possible, print it. And then grab you a highlighter and begin to look at the things, because anything that you're willing to confront, you are willing to change. If you're not willing to confront it and you are not able to look at it at face value, you're really not looking for it to change. But we are ones, all right, the strong ones, the pillars that we are looking to change, and therefore we will confront the things. So number one, become your own financial advocate. Number two, I think this one is so important. I had to become my own investor. Let me say it again. I had to become my own investor. I'm talking to you. I am talking to the woman that spends money on everyone else's needs, everyone else's wants, everyone else's emergencies without blinking. Baby, you can go in a store, right? And you will buy something for your kids, your husband, your dog before you buy something for yourself. I've been her, okay? It's also almost like when it comes to investing in yourself that you struggle. You feel guilty. And so whether it's a course, whether it's a coach, whether it's an investment account, a retirement account, whether it's a business that you've been desiring to invest in, you hesitate. You wait. You hold off, right? You feel some type of way, like not now, I'll wait. And you keep waiting until everyone else is taken care of first. You just hold on. I'm gonna make sure he good. I'm gonna make sure she good. I gotta make sure they good. I gotta do all these things. The problem with that is everyone else is never fully taken care of. And that ain't even your fault. They're just never fully, it's going to always be the next thing and the next thing. Oh, as soon as you get this person settled, that person there's a crisis there. There's a crisis there. And what happens, I got to talk to you. Okay. That's why I'm sitting up in my chair. What happens is you never invest in yourself because you go from crisis to crisis, making sure everyone else is good. And you never get a chance to invest in yourself. And the years go by. I need you to understand something. Investing in yourself is not selfish. Hear me. Can I say it again? I think I can. Investing in yourself is not selfish. Okay? I need you to know that. It is the most strategic financial move you can make. Very strategic. I want you to understand when you invest in you, there is a return. your skills, your business, your financial knowledge, the things that you're able to do, the people you're able to impact, all the things, it continues to compound. It does. It literally does. I need you to hear this. I need this to settle in your spirit. Every year you wait, that is a year of growth that you cannot get back. So let's give a practical assignment, okay, this week, okay? I want you to identify at least one investment that you have been putting off. It could have been a course, a book. It could have been a retirement account, an investment vehicle, something. It could have been something that you wanted to invest, something you wanted to learn, something you wanted to do, whatever that investment is, opening a Roth IRA, whatever it was, starting that business account. I just want you to pick one thing. Just pick one. Then I want you to put a date beside it. I want you to put a date on it. I want you to say by May 30th of 2026 or whatever, right? Put a date beside it. And then do not wait until everyone else is okay. You hear me? Do you hear me? Do not wait until everyone else is okay. Because I need you to hear this. All of them, they'll never be fully okay. And the thing is, you know that. You know, no matter how much you help some people, they're going to always be in a crisis, and you're going to always have to show up. The woman who invests in everyone else but herself is not generous. She is depleted. I need you to know a depleted woman cannot build a legacy. You know what depleted feels like. You know what it's like when you're super tired, when you're exhausted. A depleted woman cannot build legacy. So you cannot afford not to invest into you when you're so busy taking care and investing into others. That's number 2. Let's get to number 3, friend. Number 3, okay? Number 3. I had to become my own boundary enforcer. I had to become that, okay? I had to become that. I was one that, and you may be her, where you give your time, you give your money, you give your energy, you give your emotional capacity, right? Literally to everyone who asked, and even people who did not ask. You know how that is. Even they ain't even ask you, but you just so used to pouring, you're so used to giving with your precious self. Like myself, people didn't even ask, and I'm just like, I need you to hear that every time you say yes to someone else, you are saying no to you. Every time you say yes to someone else, you're saying no to something that you need. I need you to hear me. You're saying no to your business. You're saying no to your rest, your sleep. You're saying no to your financial goals. You're saying no to your peace. That's what you're saying. When you say yes and it robs you of your peace, you literally just said, no, I don't want peace. I would rather people please right now. Boundaries are not walls. Hear this again. Boundaries are not walls. They are the fence, I believe, that God puts around you to protect you and to grow. It's literally a barrier of protection that God puts around you to protect you and for you to be able to grow. And sometimes we don't even realize that God is telling us to say no to certain things and certain people because He is rescuing and protecting us. But we think we so sweet, we sweeter than God, that we just have to be superwoman with a cape on. I want you to also understand that every boundary you fail to enforce is a withdrawal from your own account. Every boundary that you fail to enforce is a withdrawal. It's like going to the bank, literally pulling money out. It's a withdrawal from your account. If you like math, then it's just simple addition and subtraction. Okay, I want you to know every time you do not enforce a no or you don't enforce a boundary, it is subtraction coming from something that you need. And it could be emotional. It could be financial. It literally could be all of those things. Mental, physical, right? There was a season where I didn't recognize that your girl was getting super extra chunky, right? And I said this in a previous video, I did not realize I was killing myself slowly. I was being everything to everyone else and nothing to me. So I could not reach my health goals. I ate my feelings. So I was stress eating, right? And all because I didn't have proper boundaries. I didn't know how to say no to people. And that really robbed me not only of my emotional and my financial stability, it robbed me of my health, okay? So I need you to understand that it's bigger than just emotional and finance, right? The woman who cannot say no to others cannot say yes to herself. If you cannot say no to someone else, you cannot say yes to you. In order for you to build wealth, friend, I need you to understand that wealth requires saying yes to yourself consistently, not occasionally. Consistently. That means every day. Every day. Regularly. You're saying yes to you. And that's how you continue to build wealth. All right? I want to give you a practical way to think about this or to even work through this, navigate this. I want you to name one area that you have been currently overgiving. Just name it. You know what it is. It could be your time. It could be your money. It could be your peace. It could be, just that one person that's always pulling on you. You know what it is. Name one area that you have been overgiven. It could also be your emotional energy. It could be a relationship, somebody that you're around them and they make you feel depleted just by just being around them. You know what it is, right? And your emotional energy is always zapped by the time you're done with them. I want you to jot that down because you need to name the boundary that needs to exist there. So for example, if it was, I always say yes to this person or whatever. They reach out and they say, hey, I need to borrow some money, or hey, my bills need to be paid. And they're always reaching out. It could be your grown child. It could be, a man or whatever, right? This person's always asking you for money. And the next time, so the boundary that you're going to write down is you're going to say no, but you're also going to list how you're going to communicate no. And in the early phases, it may be something a little nicer. Right? After a while, you just, I don't care. No. But in the earlier phases, you may say, hey, I would love to support you in this, but right now, I'm not able to support this right now. I have some things I need to take care of, but I do hope and pray that all works well for you. Right? Simple, right? You don't got to be super rude and disrespectful about it. You can be very heartfelt, especially in those earlier months when you're trying to build that boundary muscle. It may take some time, so give yourself some grace. But at the end of the day, do write out the boundary and how you're going to say it, because it does help you prepare yourself when that time comes, because it's going to come, okay? But I want you to understand that every time you say yes to someone, you're saying no to something within you. And I realized that was the same for me. And honestly, I just got tired of the math not mathing. I got tired of the math not mathing. That everybody was getting a plus and I was getting all the minuses. And I was done with that. I was finished with that. So no. Number 4. And y'all, this one hit me. I ain't like it. Number 4. I had to become my own cheerleader. This was a really kind of because I'm still navigating this one, right? But I know what it's like to be the one that celebrates everyone around you, right? You celebrate every milestone, every win, every accomplishment, the scissors being cut in front of the ribbon, the babies, the marriages, the engagements, all the things, right? I know what it's like to celebrate every business launch, every graduation. I am the person that is loud when other people are winning, right? But when I have a win or when I won something, I would minimize it. I would. Sometimes I still do. I would just kind of be like, oh, that was cool, right? But next. Okay, now on to the next, right? I would always kind of okay, what's the next? I never really wanted to sit in something too long because I never wanted to get comfortable in a certain place. And I felt like I had not fully arrived yet. So I felt like, why get super comfortable here? Like, why celebrate this or whatever? And so I never really paused to acknowledge what I was actually doing. And because I struggle to celebrate myself, sometimes it does make it difficult for me to believe fully in myself, right? So other people are like, you are the bomb, you, right? And it's like, yeah, that's cool, but like, what's next, right? I don't know, guys. Okay, the lack of belief. I want to say this especially to any business owners, right? The lack of belief shows up in the way that you price your services and your products. The lack of belief shows up in how you pitch. The lack of belief shows up in even how you build and how long it takes you to build, right? Because you'll be tossing and turning. And will people show up? Will people believe me? Will people buy this? All these things. And you will sell yourself short because you haven't even acknowledged how far you have come. So therefore, you're struggling with other people acknowledging that. I'm learning this. Your brain needs evidence that you are winning. Your brain needs evidence that you are winning in order to keep going. You cannot go and keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going and never tell your brain that, okay, something is actually working. Like this is really working. Like the things are thinking, okay? Your brain needs that. And so when you dismiss your wins and you're just kind of like, nah, that was cool. You are deleting the evidence. You're deleting the evidence that it even existed, that the win is just kind of like normal day. Not cool. Somebody needs to hear this. Celebration is not vanity. And I know because sometimes like I get uncomfortable. Like I had, there was a celebration last night. Went out to dinner with some people that were celebrating an achievement that just happened. And every time they wanted to just like celebrate the moment, like, oh my God, now let's talk about you. I would change the subject. I'm like, y'all, but I need you to hear this too. Celebration is not vanity. It's not like, oh, look at me. Celebration is not vanity. It is data collection. Literally, your brain is collecting data. That's it. It is telling your brain that this is working and keep going. The most powerful example I could give right now is working out. So I've been on this whole weight loss workout journey or whatever. And the moment I could tell I started losing was when my clothes would fit different. Like, y'all, I'm talking about pant sizes. I went from an 18 to a size 12. But the scale was acting up. The scale was a whole op. The scale was raggedy. Okay, the scale was all in my business and I didn't like it, okay? And so the scale was not showing what I wanted it to show. So my brain was collecting data to say this is not working. All the while, my clothes was saying, no, boo, it is working. And so what I did was I said, I'm not getting on the scale no more. I did. I said, I'm not getting on the scale anymore until, I don't know, maybe 3, 4, 5 months. I don't know. If I get on the scale this year, I don't know. I don't plan to get on the scale no time soon. Because I believe the fact that I'm doing the consistent habits and it's showing in other ways, I love that for me. Y'all, even my wedding ring. Okay, y'all see this? Like, look. So it used to be friction. All right, look. You see how it just came off? There's like a little pudge before it was like blocking. My wedding ring keep falling off, so now I got to go get it resized. And I'm struggling because I got this mic. But matter of fact, hold on. Okay, so y'all see, okay. It keeps falling off. And that has never been the thing. So that was a non-scale victory. My wedding ring, legit. And so your brain needs something to tell you that it's working, right? And so that was the proof for me. I was like, baby, my wedding ring is acting up. My clothes is acting up. My skin is acting up. I'm going to add up, okay? This is working. And so I do want the woman that is in a space who learns to be your own cheerleader. I need you to cheer for you, boo. I need you to act a fool over you, because you show up and you act a fool over everybody else. But when it comes to you, you want to get real quiet. Okay? We ain't doing it. We ain't doing it no more. Okay? So I want to give you a practical tip. Okay? I want you to write down 3 wins from the last 90 days. So over the last 90 days, I want you to write down 3 wins. Don't think hard. Don't make it super difficult. It could be like, I went to the gym. I picked the kids up from school every day this week. It could be I launched a business. I wrote 1 page of the book. I made 10,000 steps. I don't care. Whatever it is, it's a win. Write those things down. Don't think far. And also get out of comparison. Get off social media where it's like, oh, I did this. I purchased this home. I just signed for my this. Get off of that. Right? Because the reason why sometimes I will say that we struggle with our wins is because we're comparing our wins to somebody else's. So our wins seem insignificant compared to somebody else's win. Stop. Mind your business. Stay in your lane. Do your thing. Okay? I need you to list those things out, and then I want you to read them out loud. Okay? I want you to read those 3 wins. I want you to read them out loud. That's your evidence. That's your proof that this thing is working. That's what you need in order to keep going. Some of us are in a low place right now. We feel super depressed. We feel all the things. We're feeling all the things. And it's probably because we have not had a moment to think about how far we've come. No, babe. You need to be your own cheerleader in this season. I want to say this. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You can't do it. You can't. Y'all, I've tried it. I was so depleted last year, and I was constantly trying to pour, and at the same time, I was depleted. I had nothing. When I say by the end of last year, I had nothing for these people. Okay? Keke Palmer, like, I'm sorry to this man. I'm sorry to these people. I ain't got nothing for y'all. So you cannot pour from an empty cup, but you also cannot build from a cup you never acknowledge that it is being filled. So the cup is actually, it may be some little drip drops coming in. It may be a little bit of, the faucet ain't all the way on, but some coming in that cup. So if you never acknowledge that the cup is being filled up and that is maybe slowly but surely something is being poured into it, if you never acknowledge that the cup is being filled, that's a problem. So celebrate yourself and remember this. Nobody is coming to do it for you. If you're waiting for somebody to say, I celebrate you, queen, nobody is coming to do that because you're the one that does it for everybody else. So do it for you. All right, let's go to number 5. Okay, number 5. This is our last one, friend. This our last one. I hope you've been getting something up into this point. I hope you've been literally following the practical applications that's been given of how do you apply what you've learned in each one of these. So now we're down to the end, number 5. I had to become my own legacy builder. I had to become that. What does that mean? I know what it's like to work hard. And this woman that I'm talking to, she works hard, okay? She's not lazy. She works hard. She holds things together. I like to look at, like, women that especially cover in the house. Like, they're like a whole, you a whole house manager. You a whole, like, project manager shelled up in a wife. Like, you literally are holding, or a mom. You're holding all the things together. But when you ask her what she is building, I'm going to tell you, she's going to talk about that husband. She's going to talk about them kids. She's going to talk about that business. She's going to talk about that job. She's going to talk about everybody else or even the people that she loves. But she's rarely going to talk about herself as an asset. I know her because I've been her. It's rare. Well, that sound like, girl, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much. Girl, yeah, it's these kids, girl. Girl, they keep me going. They keep me on my toes. Do you know little John got switch subject that quick? All right. So she doesn't always see herself as an asset. She rarely sees her own knowledge, her own business. Okay. Because some of us too quiet about our business. Some of us too quiet. Okay. Her own financial decisions as the foundation that something will outlast her. Y'all, I want to say this: legacy is not what you leave behind. It is what you build while you are here. It's what you build while you're here. And the woman who spends her life being strong for everyone else without intentionally building something for herself, the only thing she can leave behind is an exhausted love. She is exhausted. And the only thing she can leave behind is an exhausted love as the foundation. That's it. That's all. That's it. I know that's tight, but that's it. That's all she can leave behind. So I need you to hear this. Look at me. Let me get close. You're the asset. You. Hey, friend. You are the asset. Okay? You're the asset. I need you to know that. I need you to believe that. I need you to even say that. I am the asset. I need you to say that. And I need you to believe that. Your financial literacy, your business, your investments, these are the bricks of your legacy. These are the bricks. These are the foundation of your legacy. If those things are not being built, if they're off, if there's no foundation for them, then what is happening? What is being built? Ask yourself that. So you have to decide to build it on purpose. I want to leave you with the practical application as I've done with every single one of them. For number 5, I want you to ask yourself one question. And I wrote this question down so that I could read it exactly right. I want you to ask yourself one question. What is the one financial decision I could make in the next 30 days that my future self and my children would thank me for? One financial decision that I can make in the next, not even the next year, in the next 30 days, that my future self, and that's the number one thing, my future self, my children, my spouse, my community would thank me for. But I'm starting with me first. What would I say? Thank you, girl. Thank you, girl. You did that. Thank you, girl. What would I say that for in 30 days? That's it. That's it. That's the next move right there. That's a legacy decision right there. You just made a powerful legacy decision by listing that out, by writing that out. And what I really want you to understand is that nobody checks on the woman who checks on everyone. Nobody. They may reach out to you. They may pull on your wisdom. They may ask you a question. They may ask for your help, but nobody checks on and celebrates the woman that is checking on and celebrating everyone else. So she has to learn to check on herself. I used to do this thing where I would go away on a sabbatical, like I would kind of like a solo trip with the Lord, me and the Lord, right? And it would be a time where I would get on the road. Okay, my family is aware of this. My husband is aware of this. And I would put my phone, I would text them first. And while I'm on the road or whatever, I would text them, say, hey, y'all, getting on the road. And then when I got to the hotel or wherever I was lodging at, I would send a text and I would say, hey, y'all, like one joint text or one to my husband. And I would say, hey, babe, made it to the room. Everything's fine. I'm in here. And I'll talk to you on my way back. Like 2 days from now. Okay. But what it did for me was I had time to check in on Crystal. I had time to sit at the beach and actually hear my own thoughts. Nobody called me and said, youth pastor. Nobody called me and said, hey, mentor, business coach. Hey, no, my phone was on D&D. And I could care less who called. I didn't text nobody. I didn't call no. I literally checked in on me like, girl, what you want to eat today? Girl, what you want to do? So I want to say to invest in yourself, okay? To celebrate yourself, to build yourself. And this is not the instead of, okay? Not instead of others, but really when you love others, you're doing it from a full and a solid place. So when you love others, you will make sure you're so taken care of because anything that you do comes from that place. So I love you enough to take care of me so that from my abundance, you can benefit. Okay. All right. So let's do a quick recap. 5 things Okay? The strong woman has to learn to be herself first. Number one, we talked about you have to become your own financial advocate. That's number one. Nobody is coming to manage your money for you. Nobody. Number two, you have to become your own investor. The return on you is the best investment you will ever make. Number three, you have to become your own boundary enforcer. Every yes to others is a no to yourself. When you say yes to them, you saying no to you, boo. Okay, so I want you in this season, I want you to do the math. If I say yes, what am I subtracting from me? Okay. Number four, be your own cheerleader. Celebrate your wins, boo. Can you do that? Can you celebrate you and what you've accomplished? Can you celebrate your wins? Or at some point, your brain will stop producing them. Number five, be your own legacy builder. That was number five. You are the asset. Build accordingly. You the asset, boo. Okay? If you don't invest in you, if you don't build the legacy, if you're drained, if you're burnt out, if you are at a season or at a place where you are just surviving, baby, I'm just getting by through the hair of my chin. If you're exhausted, all the things, you are not building you. You are the asset. Take very good care of yourself as the asset. Okay. So we are closing up, but listen, I want to be honest. If this hit you today, if something in this resonated with you today, I want you to comment the word strong. I want you to put the word strong in the comments. I need you to just drop if anything on this video resonates, you like, that's me. Now she talking to me. I want you to comment the word strong because I want you to know that I see you. Every one of these was me. Every one of these. I want you to know I see you. I understand you and I am supporting you. Okay. I am cheering you along and I want to actually connect with you. Okay, I want to connect with you. If you are in a season where you are ready to stop holding everyone else up, you've been holding them people up. If you're in a season where you are ready to stop holding everyone else up and start building something that lasts, something that holds, something that is steady, that is exactly what I do. So the link is in the comments. Let's connect a little bit more about that. Let's have a conversation. But lastly, I do want you to share, and subscribe this video. But I want you to share this with a woman that you know has been holding everyone else up. I want you to share this with the woman that nobody never checks on because she is the pillar. I want you to send this to the woman that needs to hear encouragement today, that somebody sees you. I want you to send this to someone you consider your strong friend. You know how to say check on the strong friends? I want you to send this to her. Send this to her. Let her know I see you. She may need to hear this today. You already know who she is. You know her. You know her. You may be her, okay? But if you know somebody else that operates like you do, send this to her because she need the encouragement today. I want to see y'all next video, next episode. I hope you got something out of today, and I love you all. I'll talk to you later.